All right, today we looked at the growth of linear functions by analyzing some tile growth situations. Right, and as we do throughout this unit, what we're going to really want to focus on is how our situation grows, as well as where do I start. So let's jot that down. We want to know, how does our situation grow? Okay, and the situation can reference the tile patterns. It might be maybe a race to the finish line. It might be how much money is being added into the bank each week. Right? And then also, how much do I start with? So what do I start with? Okay, so we're also looking at the beginning amount. All right, another big emphasis that your teacher might have made is this idea of a table to an equation, the situation. So today we looked at tile patterns and a graph. So the situation, let's say, started out with 3 tiles. Okay, so let's say this is just figure number 1. The next one looks something like this. So we had 5 tiles there. And the next one's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tiles. Right? We can actually build a table from that. So we definitely want to make sure we label our table. This is figure number and number of tiles. We need to communicate with the person who's looking at our work so that they know what we're talking about. All right, so figure number 1 had 3, figure number 2 had 5, figure number 3 had 7. So again, I want to ask myself, how does it grow? Well, if I look here, it grows by 2 each time. So it grows by 2. And notice I put positive 2. Right, so I know I'm adding, because it could be decreasing as well. All right, so if it grows by 2, we also want to ask ourselves, what do I start with? So starting value is 0. So if 0 is my starting value, I've got to fill in the blank here. If I know I added 2 in this direction, I'm going to subtract 2 to go back to my previous one, which is 1. All right, so now I know my start value, I start at 1. And I could go back, if I want to draw the previous one, it would just be here. So that's figure number 0. All right, now the other thing of emphasis today was being able to come up with an equation. So there might have been a variety of ways that your classes might have come up with an equation. One way that my students came up with it is they realized the one thing that didn't change is the starting value each time. So that's where they got so the number of tiles was equal to 1 plus, and now we're looking at how does it grow. It grows by 2 each time. So the first grouping got 2, the second figure number, if you double it, it becomes 4, and if you double 3, you got 6. So all they said was all you have to do is double the figure number. Right? And a lot of times you might have learned in your other classes shortcuts and so forth, but that's one way of looking at it, and we'll take a look at a shortcut a little bit later.